Let us pursue the things which make for peace and the building up of one another. A constant theme, constant message in the kingdom of God that we heard once again from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. The prophets dreamed of this world, this kingdom of God being established here, which is a kingdom of peace, of abundance, of love, where violence is no more, not no more heard in their land, ruin or destruction within their borders. There will only just be the building up of one another, not the destroying of one another. You know, in this world, it's that we live in at present, which is fast, fast being conquered by the kingdom of God. We still live in a world where people are self-centered, and so they will fight for what they need to preserve their life, and take care of number one, myself. That's the name of the game in the world, but not so in the kingdom of God, because we share the dream of the prophets of a world in which peace and righteousness and generosity and the preference of another all reign. Isaiah is one of the major prophets, and he dreamed of a future world where the mountain of the house of the Lord, the people of God, the church, the new Israel, will be established as the chief of the mountains. In the words of the book of Revelation, the kingdoms of this world will follow the kingdom of our God. And the kingdom of our God will be raised above the hills, and all the nations will stream to it and will follow it. Many nations will come and say, "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob." That's the church, that's you and I, followers of Jesus, that he may teach us concerning his ways. The world is longing to be taught the ways of God, to be taught the ways of life, because they're tired of the ways of destruction that lead to pain and sorrow and misery. Let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Jacob, the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us concerning his ways, and that we might walk in his paths, because we see the witness of the people of God, and we want to be like them. They have peace, they're not stressed. You know, although they go through suffering sometimes, they face challenges, they overcome. We want to learn how they do that. We want to be like that. What they have, we want. That's the yearning of the world. So they, they would invite themselves and each other to come to the mountain of the Lord so that they may learn. Because the law of righteousness will go forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He will judge, he will shepherd the nations, and will render decisions for many peoples. And this is what will happen. They will hammer their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Medyo metaphorical yan, no? Hindi natin maintindihan sa modern world natin, lalo na sa syudad. Kasi agriculture ang metaphor dito eh. Yung ginagamit nilang pamatay, yung mga espada, i-convert nila para maging kasangkapan ng farming. Ganon din ang sibat. Yung espada at saka yung sibat, ang gagawin nila, tutunawin nila at gagawin nilang ang tawag doon, yung gulok. Yung mga gagamitin para sa harvest. So the implements of the former implements of destruction will now be converted to implements of cultivation. What was destructive before will now be productive. What brought death before will now be instruments to bring forth life. Pagtatanim para magkaroon ng ani ng pagkain para makabuhay, hindi makamatay. Galing, ano? That's what Isaiah is foreseeing. And when that happens, wala ng espada, wala ng sibat, then nation will not lift up sword against nation anymore. Wala nang pamatay eh. Di ba? Isang araw, ito rin pinapagdasal ko at ng marami pa, no? Hindi lang sibat, hindi lang espada, kundi mga tangke, mga baril, mga nuclear bomb, i-convert na rin para sa, I don't know, nuclear bomb, nuclear plant, no? Nuclear power plant. So that these things may give life, not bring about death. So that never again will people learn war. Ang ganda ng isang translation, ang sinabi, no nation will teach their citizens or will train will make ano ba sinabi? They will train their citizens in military warfare. Ayaw niyo ba nun, mga estudyante, ayaw niyo ba nun, wala nang ROTC, wala nang, di ba, CMT, hindi na natin kailangan ganun, no? And then, if that happens, this will be a world of peace, something which God has established desired from the beginning. Di ba, nung ginawa na yung mundo natin, at pinakita niya yung the microcosm of the whole world in Eden, He showed that what Eden is about peace, about harmony, right? Everything very good, and there is abundance, there is love, and there is the preference of one another. And when that happens, this is the result. The wolf, kita rin ni Isaiah to, no? Si Isaiah, poetic yan, no? Makata. The wolf will dwell with the lamb. The leopard will lie down with the young goat, the calf and the young lion and the fatling together. A little boy will lead them, and also the cow and the bear will graze together. Their young will lie down together as well. The lion will eat straw like the ox. The nursing child will play by the hole of the cobra. The weaned child will put his hand on the viper's den, and they will not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain. Why? Because the Lord will be full, the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Makikilala natin ang Panginoon. Ang Panginoon natin, hindi nananakit, hindi pumapatay, nagbibigay ng buhay. At siya ang hari ng kapayapaan. And we will learn of His ways. Yung hindi lang yung mga sandata ang mako-convert from being destructive to being productive, yung mga gumagamit din ng sandata, yung mga beast. 'Di ba? Yung lion dito, yung bear dito, sila yung actually hindi hayop yung mga yan, mga tao yung mga yan. Na metaphor lang ang ginagamit ni Isaiah, yung mga dating predator, yung mga dating nambubuli, yung mga dating nananakit ng mangingisda ng ibang bansa, alam niyo ang mangyayari sa kanila, mako-convert sila. At imbis na mag-away at manakit, they will dwell in harmony together. Coexist, if you will, in peace. Kasi, yun ang pangarap ng mga propeta, yun ang kalooban ng Panginoon. Di ba? Isaiah pa rin, sinabi niya about the Messiah. The government will be upon His shoulders, and there will be no end to the increase of that government. Why? Because it's founded on peace. It's established on peace. Bakit yung mga empires ng mundo hindi nagtatagal? Bakit? Because they're established on violence. Hindi ba? Kung ang kaharian mo, ang pundasyon, violence, patayan ng patayan yan. Di ba? Isang araw, it will be your turn. Di ba? Yung iba siguro namamatay ngayon, isang araw, your turn will come, and ikaw rin ang papatayin. And your kingdom will end. But the reason that God's kingdom is eternal is because it's established on peace. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns the chariots with fire. Because those things are destructive. And we, the citizens of this kingdom of peace, we are instructed to pursue the things which make for peace and the building up of one another. Let no unwholesome word or deed proceed from your mouth or from your heart, but only such as is necessary for the building up of one another. Kaya ito rin, nakita ni Isaiah, no? Isang araw, the Lord of hosts will prepare a lavish banquet for all peoples on His mountain. And all the other nations will come to this mountain. A banquet of aged wine, choice pieces with marrow, refined aged wine. On this mountain He will swallow up the covering which is over all peoples, the veil which is stretched over all nations. Ano yung veil na yan? Ano yung covering na yan? Kamatayan. Again, brought about by violence. He will swallow up death for all time. And the Lord will wipe tears away from all faces. Tears that are the result of warring and killing. And He will remove the reproach of His people from all the earth. And it will be said in that day, behold, this is our God for whom we have waited, that He might save us. This is the Lord for whom we have waited. Let us rejoice and be glad in His salvation. The veil is death. And everyone, including Christians nga we should not be, but everyone fears death. Takot lahat mamatay. Ayaw nating mamatay. Kaya, ang ginagawa, ang instinct ng tao, ayoko mamatay, kaya kailangan meron akong pagkain. Kaso, ang daming tao sa mundo. Kalaban ko sila sa pagkain. Kaya, kailangan aagawan ko sila. Kung kailangan patayin ko sila, papatayin ko sila para hindi ako maubusan. Kung ako nanay, at yung sweldo ko, kung ako babae, yung sweldo ko, sapat lang para sa akin, at nabuntis ako, abay, may kaaway ngayon ako sa pera ko, sa kita ko. Di ba? O di papatayin ko siya. That's what happens. Nations do that. Right? You know, one superpower says, let's make our nation great again. And I'm not being political here, but the essence of that is we will not allow others we will not share our wealth to others. Enough is enough. Sabi nila, masyado na tayong mapagbigay. But no, one day the bear will graze with the ox, the lion with the sheep. Child will play with the cobra because they will share the abundance of the Lord. Let that vision start with us now. Kaya ang instruction sa atin, give preference to one another. Di ba? Love, do the good of another, not just ourselves, because our God is more than enough. We don't have to fear losing out. We don't have to fear that we will be without. With God, there's always more than enough to go around. Always. Our God is more than enough. So don't fear scarcity. Don't fear that there's no abundance. No, with God, there's always abundance. He gives us bread to eat and seed to sow. Always. Let us remember that. Because when we're assured of that, we can now pursue things that make for peace and build up one another. Because in the first place, that's the way it is in the kingdom of our God.